But I did see a sign somewhere saying vote for Labour to keep Tommy Robinson out of Parliament. So that's why I voted Labour, to keep Tommy Robinson out.
I'm Jessica Swietoniowski for The Rebel, and I've made it back here to Manchester today. It is May 23rd, and that means it's voting day for the northwest of England, where there are 8 available seats in the European Parliament. As some of you may know, I've been following Tommy Robinson's MEP campaign for the last week or so, and I've got to meet so many of his passionate, extremely passionate supporters while I'm here. It seems like the people that come to his rallies have been so excited to cast their votes today. The 23rd of May is a date that they'll never forget, especially since this was an election that wasn't supposed to happen, since, well, that thing called Brexit was supposed to happen. But anyways, I'm actually out more curious to see what the average person is feeling and how driven the average person is to vote today. Did you vote today?
Yes, Lib Dem.
Sorry, who did you vote for?
Liberal Democrats.
For Labour.
For Labour. And how important do you think it is for people to go out and vote the next few days?
It's extremely important if you care about our country.
Did you vote today?
Oh, not today, no.
And do you think it's important? Did you know that there was an election going on today?
Yeah, I did. I seen it on. I got one of them post letter things.
And so if Brexit did go through, this election wasn't supposed to happen. So I know lots of people are indifferent about voting. Do you think it's important people vote today in the next few days?
Yeah, I think it's really important that people vote, and I need to vote.
Did you guys vote today? I did not. No? Can I ask you why?
Don't understand it.
Don't understand it?
Don't understand it.
No, I didn't.
And why not?
I was at work. I literally didn't know what's going on, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest.
Yes, I did vote.
And can I ask, who did you vote for?
I voted in Italy my mom voted for me because I'm Italian. So, yeah.
So in your opinion, how important is it especially for British people to be voting? If Brexit did go through as was planned, this election wasn't supposed to happen. So a lot of people have seemed to be discouraged to vote. How important do you think it is for British people to be voting the next few days?
I think it's still important because the UK is still a part of the EU, and they're going to be for as long as Brexit doesn't happen. So they still have technically a place in Parliament, and they should vote because our voices should be heard.
Did you vote today?
No, I didn't.
Did you know that there was an election going on today?
Yeah, I did.
And can I ask, why didn't you vote?
It's not to put in one set. I didn't vote because I don't want to stay in the EU. But the people in a position voting for, I also don't believe in. So to be honest, it is that I don't believe in the people. I know it wasn't a vote in order to take over the country, but who would be in power. But I didn't believe in those individuals, and on the back of it as well, I didn't. I want to remain. No, I want to leave the EU. Sorry.
Did you guys vote today?
No.
Sorry, I'll get down. Do you know what election's going on today?
The EU something.
We just didn't register because I don't know why.
Do you think this election is worth the vote? Do you think it's important for people to vote? Because, of course, if Brexit did go through, this election wasn't supposed to happen. So I know some people are feeling a little bit different about it. Do you think it's important for people to vote?
I think it's important for people to vote, but and I would have myself. I was just thinking about exams and stuff, so I just didn't have much focus on anything that was going on.
And do you think it's important for people to vote?
I would agree. I kind of regret not registering, so yeah, I would agree that it is important, I'll be honest.
Did you guys vote today?
No, I've not voted yet.
I'm not registered in my area, but I would have liked to.
And if you were registered and if you did vote today, do you know who you would have voted for?
Yes.
Can I ask who?
That's personal.
Did you vote today?
No, we didn't.
Do you know that there's an election going on today?
Yeah, I just saw the EU Council or something like that, right?
Did you guys vote today?
I didn't. Did you? I didn't.
No, and why didn't you vote today?
I'm not really, to be honest, I don't even know what's going on.
Are you going to be voting today?
Yeah, I already voted.
Yeah, and who did you vote for?
I voted for the Conservatives today.
The Conservatives, and why the Conservatives?
I voted for them because I felt the need to gain power in the European Union for the ability to lead the Brexit. They need to gain more power because they've lost the power. I haven't voted Tory before. That's the first time voting Tory.
Did you know that there was an election going on today?
Yes, I did.
Do you think it's important for people to vote?
Definitely.
Why didn't you vote?
Because I just couldn't get myself to do it.
And if you were to vote, do you know who you would have voted for?
Labour, yeah.
And what about you? Did you vote today?
I didn't vote, no.
And why not?
Vote for the Green Party, but we've no hope, so.
No hope for the Green Party?
Not at this current time.
And how do you guys feel about the Brexit negotiations? How has it been going so far?
I think it's a load of nonsense. I'm sick of hearing about it. There's more pressing things going on in the world than Brexit. They could have a number of stories on the front page every day. Across the world, there's so much news that we're not made aware of. And there's other stories to be told, you know what I mean? It's important, but it's not the most important thing. We voted for a Brexit, and we should get that. Otherwise, you know, the government aren't listening to the people. We need a revolution, don't we? I wish we could have one now, but you can't get 1 million people together in this country.
You don't think you can get a revolution going?
Brainwashing's too heavy.
I think it does come to a lack of, education, because I don't think people even really knew like the impact of like Brexit and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, like, I don't think everyone was very clear about everything then. I don't think anyone's still very clear about everything now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but I did see a sign somewhere saying vote for Labour to keep Tommy Robinson out of Parliament. So that's why I voted Labour, to keep Tommy Robinson out.
How do you feel the Brexit negotiations have been going thus far?
I feel like it's all just back and forth, and like it's a bit of like an argument. It's a bit pathetic. I'm really not into politics that much.
I haven't really been involved in them. I don't do politics. It's all just a bunch of lies.
How do you feel with the Brexit negotiations? How do you think that's been being dealt with this far?
A mess. Very confusing mess. It's been hard to understand.
I don't think people know all the full facts. Like we even had a discussion about after voting, because we had different opinions on who was actually voting for what and sort of things like that. We weren't too sure which stance Labour actually stood for on Remain or Leave, and I voted for Lib Dem because they were pretty obvious on what they were choosing to do, sort of thing.
Yeah, with the Labour, were the candidates voting to stay in the EU?
Yes.
They've said neither. They have said they're neither Leave or Remain, but I think that's just to get votes from the Leave party. I think they are a Remain party, but I think they've said that they're neither to try and gain extra votes. I think it's tactical. Yeah, I think it's tactical. It got my vote.
So how do you guys feel the negotiations have actually been handled so far?
Well educated. I'm not that educated, but they don't seem to have been handled very well.
How do you feel the Brexit negotiations have been going?
Oh, they've been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Are you for or against leaving?
Oh no, I'd like to leave. I'd like to stay in the European Union. Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I think that the European Union is one big family, and that we are, as a richer nation, should be doing what the European Union was about, which is supporting all the other countries to help them develop. And we've done a lot of that, really. And yeah, I like to feel part of one big community. And yeah, and I think that's what it was for. And we should. It's a bit like a marriage, really. You should sort of stick with it through thick and thin. And yeah, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and things, really.
So I did get some mixed reactions, especially whether or not people even think it's important to be voting this election. Some people were indifferent, while others thought it's very important to vote, but they may have forgotten to register. Although today is election day, the results won't be public until the 26th, so make sure you check back in with me for some more coverage. For Rebel News, I'm Jessica Swietoniowski. I'm here in the UK to report on Tommy Robinson's campaign because I don't trust the mainstream media to do so fairly. To see all my videos and to help support independent journalism and to help pay for my cost of the journey, please visit TommyReports.com. Unlike the BBC, we get zero government funding and we rely 100% on viewers like you.